Now let's begin the conversation. It is one thing for people to mourn their dead. It is another to live in fear of becoming the next casualties. The people of Plateau State, North Central Nigeria, are currently battling both. Following the deadly attacks that left more than 100 people dead in Bokos and Bassa Local Government Area of the state, Governor Caleb Mutfwang has announced stringent measures to restore order and prevent further bloodshed. In a statewide broadcast, the governor banned night grazing, prohibited cattle transportation after 7 p.m. and restricted motorcycle operations between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. Indeed, desperate times call for desperate measures. Now let's hear from the governor.
I speak to you today not only as your governor, but as a fellow son of Plateau who shares in your anguish and feels the weight of the pain inflicted on our people. Let us be clear. This is not random violence. This is not an isolated conflict between farmers and herders. What we are witnessing is a systematic and premeditated campaign, one that seeks to displace, destabilize, and instill terror and fear on our people and communities. Security deployments are being reinforced, and Operation Rainbow is being restructured to support community stabilization efforts. To restore calm and strengthen vigilance, I hereby announce the following measures effective Wednesday, April 16th. Night grazing of cattle is strictly prohibited. Transportation of cattle by vehicle is banned after 7 p.m. The use of motorcycles is restricted from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. across the state until further notice. We're also activating community-based response systems. I urge the traditional leaders and youth associations to reactivate local vigilante groups and organize night patrols in coordination with the security agencies.
BKO, the Plateau State governor has banned open grazing, cattle transportation, and also restricted the use of motorcycles at certain times. But BKO, talk to me. Is this enough to curb the attacks and also restore calm in Plateau State?
I doubt if this will stop the killings. It's unfortunate that in the communities where these criminal headsmen go to kill people, the roads are usually terrible, which makes it difficult for the armed forces to be able to respond swiftly to any distress call from those places. They usually do not attack even semi-urban communities. It is the rural poor, far-flung from the state capital, that they usually go to attack. They will burn their houses. I think as a country, it's time for us to do something about open grazing.
Okay.
This governor has not banned open grazing. He merely said, okay, you cannot transport cattle at night. He also said you cannot ride motorcycles after 7 p.m. And as he said, these are even temporary measures. So the headsmen militia is well organized. They are not based in our country. And sometimes they come from as far as Mauritania, usually in response to invitation by headsmen who feel wronged by host communities. Sometimes when these guys bring their cattle into people's farms, the victims can respond by poisoning cattle, leading to mass fatality on the part of cattle, and when you do this to them, they respond by sending the militia to come and kill people. We've got to do something as a country about open grazing. The former governor of Benue State banned open grazing, but he was maligned. They called him names. Even members of his own political party, the politically naive members of the ruling party, condemned Otom, and they called him all kinds of names. They always pointed at, oh, he cannot pay salaries, but he can complain about killings. He can't do anything about killings. Now, we have another governor who has taken over in Benue. Has he stopped the killings? Have the killings, have they stopped? The answer is no. They're still murdering people in large numbers in Benue State. You go to the Agatu communities, people are still being killed. More than 13 local governments in Benue State, killer headsmen, criminal headsmen, they are still killing people. We had some respite in Benue, in Plateau. In Plateau, okay. And people were happy. Remember when the immediate past GOC of 3 Division in Jos, when he was leaving, the people even organized a send forth for him. Yes. And they were praising that we've never had anybody like this, because he was able to stabilize the area. During the Najami Day celebrations that week, I traveled to Plateau State. I went round doing stories about female Irish tomato farmers. Tomato farmers. I did not go with a single security man. And I didn't do those stories in the state capital. I moved further inside without security. The whole area was calm. But now they are back to killing our people. We killed 52 persons overnight. At a time when we were outraged about the people who had been killed in Bokos.
Yeah, exactly.
You've gone to Bassa to kill people. There's no way by which one can explain away these things. This problem has been there. Why is it that successive governments have been grossly incompetent at finding a solution? Why should people come, kill people, take over people's lands? In that plateau, where that governor was making this speech, many communities have been taken over and renamed.
Renamed?
Yes. I say it with God watching me, and with the plateau governor can't stand before me and say, Jide, you lied. Communities have been, hundreds of communities taken over, renamed. People chased away completely from their ancestral homes. Wow. How can a nation be run like this? And we are powerless to do something? Even in Benue, in the Kwande area, people cannot go back home. I once caused a documentary to be done in Benue State when when 2 clerics were killed in Umbalom. But politicians chose to play politics with that incident by claiming that, oh, it is the same Benue people that killed those clerics. But my documentary showed that they were killed by marauding herdsmen. We don't sit in our office to simply do stories. No.
We go there.
And they were killed by killer herdsmen. How much longer can this governor was crying? Crying is not the solution.
Absolutely.
Crying is not the solution. I can see why some people will push now and push repeatedly for state police. Because the federal policing structure has not solved this problem. The army has not been able to put an end to this nonsense once and for all. In fact, in some of the places where they kill people, they are not far away from military formations.
And yet this
and those killings
happens.
take place. And we say we know what we are doing. We certainly don't know what we are doing. If we allow people to be killed in this manner, human beings, not cows, not goats, you just slaughter them.
Nigerians.
Yes. If they've committed no offense, you just waste people.
Okay. All right. In addressing the root cause of this thing, now the governor, we saw him, during a state broadcast. Do you think the governor is doing all the right things that needs to be done, or is not doing enough?
I don't think the governor is doing enough, and I'll tell you why. Why is it taking, after so many people have been killed? That's when he's addressing the people of Plateau State, and he's saying, I don't want motorcycles after 7 p.m. That should not be carrying on cattle until after 7 p.m.
But they've enjoyed peace for a year.
No, what I'm saying is this.
Yes.
When this crisis started, it is important. You see, some of these governors, their excuse is usually that, they are only chief security officer of the state in name, that the police is not under them, or the security forces are not under them.
Which is the truth?
Which is the truth.
Yes.
But these same governors collect huge amount of money
for security.
As security fund. Huge amount of money, each governor. What do they do with that fund? Because, for example, if there is a crisis in a state, there are certain things you can do as a governor. One of those are things that you just done that you should have done immediately when that crisis started.
Okay, these measures that
you just put in place. That's number one. Number two, I expected that the governor, in solving the problem, will have different layers of security within the security architecture. One, you must be able to, because it is not possible for the security forces to be in every community, especially in those rural areas. What I expected the governor to do is, one, have a meeting with the traditional rulers in those areas.
Okay.
Tell them that they should mobilize the young people in that community, form a paramilitary force like the OPC that we have.
Okay, like a vigilante force
like in Southwest. When you have those ones, because those ones are people that live within the community. Those people that joined, like when OPC started in Southwest, most of them are maybe bricklayers, mechanics, and all that. But what is important is that they are local people.
Yes.
They understand that terrain. So they are the most important people when it comes to intelligence gathering. Because they live amongst the people. Yes. That will be the first layer of security. They should be able to have the civil defense. Civil defense is now armed. We have civil defense corps in every state. What is the job of the civil defense corps? But
the governor does not control civil defense.
No. He doesn't need to control the civil defense because you just need to apply to the commander to say, look, we want people to be deployed in these areas to serve as second backup. Then you have vigilante group. You have a vigilante group that you harm that will be able to be there. What you need to do is that it should not make it easy for these killers, the killers' S-men, to just come to every community and do whatever they like for a long time. There must be a force in place using your security fund that you have that must be able to pay those people. The vigilante people will be paid. They will be armed. They will be the first set of resistance. Then you can now have the security forces, police, army, and all that as backup, as rapid response force, so that when there is a crisis, while these people are trying to resist, then they can inform those people to come and back them up.
But remember, this is an age-long problem. Different administrations have tried.
You know why they've tried and failed? Because there's no political will. Everybody just playing lip service to it. Because let's tell ourselves the truth. The killer S-men, all these killer S-men are coming because some people complained that their cattle were killed.
Yes.
And they want reprisals. And these people belong to an ethnic group that are very powerful. So anytime people want to say something and said, ban open grazing, there are people, powerful people within that cemetery group that will resist it.
Yes.
It's because there's no political will. Everybody knows what the problem is.
Yes.
All right.
And they know how to solve it.
Is this how it is known in other countries?
Biko, 2 days ago.
You simply walk into people's farms
exactly.
and be feeding their cassava, feeding their crops.
Destroying their farmlands.
Is that how it's done?
Is that how it's done?
I mean, if this is the way it's done all over the world, we'll have wars on our hands. Everywhere there won't be peace. Because I cannot work hard, cultivate my feed, and when it's close to harvest time, you unleash cattle to go and eat my crops. Even in Kogi State, especially Yoruba speaking part of Kogi State, many people are reluctant to go to the farm anymore because of the activities of these people.
Okay. All right. We have Olusegun Oke calling from Lagos. Olusegun Oke, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Let's talk.
Yeah. Uncle Jide.
Yeah.
I greet you, sir.
Thank you, Segun.
Good evening, sir. And Uncle Mayor are doing a great job. When Uncle Mayor was talking, he was talking of mobilizing youth. Uncle Mayor, these people are not coming with cutlass. They are coming with AK-47. How did they want to attack them? What did they want to use against these people? I think that is where the problem is. If they are not being armed, we see what is happening with these people in Ondo State. What's the name? These are Yoruba security, Amateku. We know the challenges when Governor Akeredolu was there, when they were talking of giving them arms. If these people are not armed, they cannot face these challenges. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Now, where they attack, they said it's 2 kilometers to the barracks. And they said the road for the military people to mobilize today. It's not good.
All right, thank you.
These people cannot face them with cutlass.
All right, thank you. Now, Biko, today...
I agree with him that we really, if we want to defeat these people, first and foremost, let's use the Borno example. The civilian JTF.
Okay.
JTF.
It was civilian JTF that chased Boko Haram away from the city center.
Yeah, they did.
They were not originally staying in Sambisa. They were staying with the people.
Yeah.
Civilian JTF, because these boys know them, they grew up together, so they were identifying them and serving justice to them. They eventually had to take to their heels, and the Sambisa forest that had been neglected for years. That was where Abacha's strike force, BGs, they were being trained there. Abandoned. The terrorists now fled to go and hide. They were the ones who chased them out of Maiduguri. In those days, I remember the people building the Sheu's palace. They came and slaughtered everybody overnight. In those days in Maiduguri, if you were taken, you were in a taxi, and you speak ill of Boko Haram, before daybreak, they will have killed you in your house.
Really?
Yes, because they lived with the people.
Okay.
And you will never know somebody who is Boko Haram.
Now, in finding a solution...
But those boys knew them.
Yes.
And today, I've not even landed.
Okay.
Today, the civilian JTF is backed by law. They operate with the army. Some of them have even been absorbed into the army. I know that civilian JTF, they man checkpoints. You see soldiers at a distance. They are usually the first to go and check the vehicle because they know those boys. And if they raise an alarm, the military will move in and finish the job. So they work together. They work together. I know this. When I illegally traveled to Konduga, and I almost got arrested on my way back because I didn't get a military pass. I wanted, because that Konduga, on one particular day, Nigerian troops killed 64 Boko Haram in a battle. Because they were desperate to, once they were able to take that community, they will find it easy to enter Maiduguri. So Nigerian troops defended that area. It
was a strategic position.
It's very close to the University of Maiduguri, you know, and there was an IDP camp close by. So they wanted to control that place, take that community, and once they take that community, it will be easy to enter Maiduguri through Dalori, through the Unimade. Our troops stood up to them, slaughter 64 in one day. I now said, I want to even, this town where they killed 64 Boko Haram fighters, I wanted to go there. So I left unaccompanied by security, except our reporter who is now dead, Kolomedala.
Okay.
You know, I saw that it was civilian JTF that searched our vehicle, Kolomedala's vehicle, the late Kolomedala. They searched our vehicle. Then we advanced further into the town. I posted pictures that I took on our way back. The soldiers now said, did you tell the CEO that you are going?
Exactly, that you're going
there. It was Kolomedala who now lied to the troops that there was a health outreach there that we wanted to assess the success. They will lock me up.
Oh dear.
Because soldiers won't allow you to just go anywhere. Exactly. If anything happens to you, they will say,
exactly.
Where were they?
True.
So this is the thing. I'm saying that they work together.
They can work together.
And civilian JTF have lost so many of their men.
Yes.
Exactly.
Those who are saying we should not arm these people, they are the real enemies of our country.
I think we need to
let's set up vigilantes backed by law and give them the arms that can enable them stand up to this good for nothing people.
That's what we need to do.
What are we talking about? Exactly. You give them pump action. What is pump action to somebody who has an AK-47 and in some cases RPG? Have you not seen some of those bandit below 2G's people?
Exactly.
You see the kind of weapons that they are carrying. Those boys will go all the way to go and buy weapons from the black market. They have APC, bandits using APC in our country.
It is.
And you say people should not get the right weapons to confront them. If you see the way bandits slaughter vigilantes in northern Nigeria, because they don't have the weapons to face them, they can kill 60 vigilantes in one attack.
Absolutely.
So we can't continue like that. Ask the governor of Zamfara State, how many of his vigilantes have been killed? They may not come out to tell us, but we know.
But we know.
Because every time those boys suffer a setback, they will come back to avenge the killing of their men. It's still happening. Even in Sokoto, it's still happening. The other day,
okay. All right, Mayor, your final take. Apart from just weapons, I think technology should also, with drones and everything.
We must, if there is a problem, we must identify that there's a problem and try to provide solutions.
Absolutely.
We should not just sit down and lament. A chief executive of a state should not sit down and lament and show helplessness. That's my argument. You must be able to find, because if there are people that are attacking communities, you must put things in place. If the soldiers or the security forces cannot be deployed to those places, then you must create a vigilante group backed by law that you must be able to harm, to be able to defend those communities.
You must harm them.
You must harm them.
That's what you have to do.
No solution if you don't do that, if you don't do that, you're just deceiving yourself, because once people come and they are harmed and the people that they are attacking are helpless, there's nothing you can do. You just
states want to buy drones that they can use to monitor their forest. They will say you must get clearance from the NSA's office.
Those are the issues. But
so states cannot. I don't understand the kind of federalism that we are running. The kind of federalism that cannot ensure the protection of our people. Absolutely. It's arrant nonsense. You have to go. If they don't give you
clearance from the NSA,
even bulletproof vehicles, I was going there.
You have to get clearance from the
NSA has so much to do to be bothering himself about those things. There are other things. You see, if we can't protect our people sufficiently, honestly, Nigerians will lose faith in the government. I'm telling you, there's no way the president has to be told.
That's the primary duty of
government.
The president has to be told.
And
one way by which a government begins to lose the confidence of his people is when they permit this nonsense
kind of thing to go
killing
on.
Innocent people in their sleep. They permit it to happen.
Absolutely.
It happened to Goodluck Jonathan. Students were murdered in their sleep. Federal Government College, Buniyadi, one school that even in a chess competition, they came tops. Very good school. Today, go to that school, nobody is even there anymore. Because the Boko Haram came and killed more than 40 students in their sleep. Some of them, they slaughtered.
All right, then.